Today on GamerCast Radio, we talk about a possible Amazon game console, some good news coming out of GameStop, and more. Hello, fellow gamers. It's the GamerCast Radio Show on Spreaker. I am your host, Danny Catanese. It's Friday, August 9th, and thank you for joining us again today for your game feed. And we have some news coming out of Amazon. It was leaked, if you would like to call it that, from Game Informer. Basically, there's going to be a console release from Amazon. The source says that there is hardware in development, and it is from Amazon. It will have its own controller. It will feature its Amazon Android library of apps, and it will be released around or on Black Friday. Although none of this has really been 100% confirmed, it is all over the internet, and it was a source from Game Informer. So, what we do know about the console so far is it will play apps, it will play music, it will play movies. Will it kind of be synced with your Amazon account and everything you get on Amazon or through your Kindle Fire be linked through this new console? We don't know. What we do know is it will play these things and use the Android operating system, which is pretty huge considering the Ouya uses the Android operating system, the GameStick is going to use Android operating system, and I believe the NVIDIA Shield does too. And these are all consoles that are coming out roughly around the same time, right before the holidays, right before Christmas and everything. So this is really going to hurt a lot of console sales, and one of them has to win. One of them has to be that go-to kind of console for the genre. You know, it has to stand out, saying, hey, I want that console. That's the one I want, you know. I mean, I don't really see the point in a console like this because I'm going to get a next-gen console. So, I mean, this kind of just appeals to me for people who just want to play Angry Birds on their TV screen. I mean, I don't really understand why you'd want an Android gaming console. I mean, the Ouya made it seem so appealing when it first came out. It was going to be open sourced and great for indie games, and it only cost $120 and it had a wireless controller and a touchpad on it. I was like, oh my god, this is going to sound awesome. But when I really sat down to think about it, I mean, this is just essentially a smartphone with a controller porting into my TV. So, I mean, I don't really see the point in it. I mean, but a lot of people seem to like it, and there should be that significant person. If this is going to be a trend, if this is going to be the new thing to have an Android kind of like little based on-the-go console that you could take with you to a friend's house and stuff like that. I mean, this kind of seems to be aimed towards the casual gamer, the younger gamer. I mean, like I said, I don't really see this appealing to people like me, but, you know, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm sure my son would like to have an Ouya or maybe like an Amazon, whatever it's going to be called. We don't even know what it's going to be called, but I mean, that's what I see. I don't see this. None of these systems are going to compete with the next gen. These are all their own sub consoles. These are all in no way, shape, or form ever going to compete with next gen. But like I said, if they're going to have this sub genre, somebody I think is going to win, and I think potentially it's going to be Amazon because they have the history, they have the apps, they know how it works. Like I said, and I don't see them really messing up when it comes to this. When they come to release a console, if they do release a console. The GameStick has been pushed back. I don't really like the looks of the GameStick. It just looks like a white brick to me. The NVIDIA Shield, on the other hand, has gotten rave reviews. They say they can't keep this thing on the shelves. They can't. Everything they've pre-ordered is sold out. As soon as they put it on the shelf, it's gone. I mean, that's what they say. So until we see some kind of statistics of like what they're grossing and what they put out, I mean, we don't really know how good the NVIDIA Shield's really going to do. But this is also a portable machine that runs off of Android. So this could potentially not only give competition to Amazon, but maybe Nintendo on the handheld side. I mean, since Nintendo has had a strong, grip right on the whole portable genre for so long, I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, but this could potentially take away some customers. Although Nintendo is another one of those casual kind of young gamer kind of thing. I mean, I don't have a 3DS. I mean, a lot of the little kids like it. I mean, I'm sure it's really cool to some people. I mean, I don't, like I said, it doesn't apply to me personally. But the NVIDIA Shield, the Amazon, we don't know what it's going to be called, and the GameStick and the Ouya, I mean, out of those, I really see Amazon taking the top lead, especially since the Ouya has gotten mediocre at best reviews, considering they shipped all of their Kickstarter units out. They were shipped out without controllers. Their support has been horrible. They had to issue a $13 refund out to people who got the console. So this didn't get off to a very good start at all. And I just kind of see the Ouya fizzling out if they don't do something big and something big very fast. Because if this console does come out, that's just more competition for the Ouya that already has started off very badly. So, Ouya, get your stuff together. I mean, come on, really. I mean, you made it seem so great, and now you're going to have all this competition that may be a lot better than your console, and you may just be gone. So you might not even see it. Ouya. Hey, go buy a Ouya right now, keep it in the box, and put it in your closet, and in 10 years, sell it on eBay. Trust me, it's not going to be around for much longer. So not much competition for a new Amazon game console. So in my opinion, it's going to be Amazon on that tier, followed by the NVIDIA Shield. And there are already rumors going around that Apple is going to put out a gaming console not too far away, maybe next year sometime. The rumor is they're going to link their Apple TV and the concept of a gaming console in one. Not really sure how it will progress into a console. Maybe we'll just start with apps at first. So you have your App Store apps with your Apple TV with, say, a controller of some sort. And then that'd be going against your Amazon Android-based one and maybe the NVIDIA Shield on the other side. So maybe we'll get these two competitors going. Will be really interesting to see how Apple can eventually evolve their system if they do come out with the system. Because I do think if anybody could maybe put some fire under the major consoles, it could be Apple. I mean, just by the way they have shaped our computers and our mobile devices in the past 10 years has been tremendous. So I know if they put their effort and time into making a console, it could be outstanding. It could be wonderful. They're just so above the grade that it could change the way we look at gaming and force Microsoft and Sony to up their game. I mean, right now it's just Sony and Microsoft, and they're just going back and forth, and they're just saying, hey, we got this, we got feature, what do you have, we can make this better. So it's not like it's just bickering back and forth. I mean, basically these consoles are essentially all the same. Nothing is really different. There's a controller, there's a console, they play games, they play almost the same games with the same developers, so it just, there's very small, minute things to separate these consoles. So when you have another console come in there, potentially, hopefully, maybe Apple, this could be revolutionary. This could just be like, hey, this is gaming, this is Apple, check it out. This could be maybe what the Wii did for Nintendo when they first came out. Apple could come out and just blow someone away, and then, they had to keep that whole high horse rolling. And I could see that happening. I could see them being significant in the next gen consoles if they ever do decide. But if they start off small and they collect the revenue and feedback and what could work in the console of apps maybe, or making the console play apps and be the TV and everything. I mean, this could potentially not even be a competitor to those Android OS consoles that are coming out. This could be a next-gen kind of thing. This could be coming out within, the next year or two. That could be next-gen, and I hope they do take their time to make a next-gen console, because that would be outstanding, Apple, if you did that. So that's kind of like the news on the apps and Android kind of sense. Coming into the next news is good news coming out of GameStop, which is far and wide in between, because I don't never hear good stuff come out of GameStop. I'm not a huge GameStop fan. I think they rip you off all the time, but that's their job and that's their business. If you work at a GameStop, good for you. But basically, the news coming out of GameStop is that if you buy selected titles for Xbox 360, some of these titles include Call of Duty Ghosts, Madden 25, FIFA 14. If you buy these on Xbox 360, you can get a voucher, a kind of rebate thing for $50 to go towards the same title on Xbox One. The only thing is you have to buy them within the first 30 days of release. I'm sure you'll probably get some code of some sort, and then you'll be emailed a rebate. So when Xbox One comes out, you can just kind of trade it in and get your Xbox One game of the same title. So that's pretty cool that they did that. I didn't see that coming at all, but Yeah, that's something to look forward to if you're an Xbox 360 owner and you are upgrading to an Xbox One. The only downside to this that I see is that there's no incentive for PS4 owners or PS3 owners. And if we're PS3 owners and we're buying a game and we want to get a PS4, there's not going to be nothing there to say, hey, you can trade this game in and you can get the same one on PS4, unless hopefully they kind of include some kind of code so you can later on go and get the game on PS4 as maybe a digital download eventually down the road. That would be awesome, and I think that we kind of deserve that. I mean, Sony has given us so much. I really don't see them looking at this and say, hey, well, they're doing this, we have to give something back to our gamers. So I'm expecting, hopefully, fingers crossed, that there might be some kind of deal along the same line for PS4 owners or PS3 owners that are going to upgrade to PS4 eventually. And I am one of those people, and I have mine pre-ordered. So hopefully, come on, Sony, hook us up. So that is the GameStop news. And just some quick game news that I read that I thought was interesting was some more Assassin's Creed 4 news. And this news is coming from our good friend Ashraf Ishmael, who's the game director at Black Flag. And he went on to say it's going to take a half an hour to travel across the Caribbean map of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And he was in an interview, and he went on to say, quote off quote, "We don't talk much about terms of size. That would be a little bit unfair. There is a lot of ocean in the Caribbean, but it is the biggest game we have ever made. The story and narrative itself will last 15 to 20 hours. But we're hoping that people get lost in the Caribbean world in the toy box we have created." So this game is freaking huge. Where they showed the gameplay, I watched it. It looked amazing. I had no idea how big this game was actually going to be. Just the vast ocean and open world with islands and everything. This looks great. I mean, considering a half hour from one end to the other, diagonally, that could be, an hour. That could be, 45 minutes to an hour. That's a lot of land and, back and forth and all of the islands. I mean, wow. I mean, a half hour. And then to say it's the biggest game they've ever created. So if you have played Assassin's Creed, this is going to be bigger than that. This is going to be bigger than Assassin's Creed 3. This is going to be bigger than any Assassin's Creed game you've ever played. It's not going to limit you. You're going to be absolutely set free to do whatever you want and sail wherever you want and just explore the vast open world. So this looks awesome and sounds better and better every time I hear news on this game coming out. So Assassin's Creed 4 still looking awesome, still sounding amazing, and hopefully this game will be amazing and live up to all the hype. So for today, that is going to do it, I think. If you like what you've heard, please like my station and follow it on Spreaker and share it so you can be up to date with all the game news as it drops. I'm also on YouTube, so please leave a thumbs up, put a comment, let me know how I'm doing, subscribe, and as always, I'm Danny Catanese. This is GamerCast Radio, and I'll see you next time.